I recently made a video ranking all the cozy games that I played in 2023, and in that video I ranked quite a few co-op games. Some of you guys asked me to make a list of co-op cozy games, and in the air of Valentine's Day I thought what better time to do just that. I actually already have a list on my channel that I made a long time ago. I'm gonna link that somewhere. Those recommendations still stand. I still really like those games. Today I'm gonna be talking about 10 different cozy games. I've said this before, but co-op games have such a special place in my heart. I feel like gaming is an underrated way to connect with loved ones, especially if gaming is an important part of your life, as is for a lot of us cozy gamers. I'm really excited to share these games with you guys, so let's get started. The first game on my list has become one of my favorite co-op games of all time, and I feel like is severely underrated, and that game is Bokura. This is a two-player puzzle adventure game where you play as two best friends who are running away from home and get lost in the mountains, where strange things start to happen and they need to figure out how to get back home. I've never seen a co-op game that does it like Bokura did. This is an online co-op game only. It makes sense because of the premise of the game. The whole thing of this game is that you and the person who you are playing with are perceiving the world in entirely different ways because you're looking at it in different screens, so the game looks different for both of you. You can see things that the other person can't, and the other way around, and it's very interesting because you have to rely on the other person's communication to get through the puzzles and the platforming of the game. Not only do you see things differently, but there are times where you get split up and you experience two different sides of the story. You have to come together at the end of it to make a decision, which is just such an interesting and cool premise, how two people can perceive the same situation completely differently. It is visually stunning, the music is amazing, and the characters of the game are so well developed. You end up really falling in love with these two characters. I feel like this game just needs way more hype. Next on my list is another really fun game. That game is Snipperclips. This is a local co-op game. In this game you have to work together with friends to cut paper characters into new shapes and solve puzzles. This game is so cozy and cute. It's perfect for a one-off if you just want to hang out with a loved one and just bring out a game. I feel like this one's perfect for that. Also a good game that you can play with younger people in your family as well, I feel. It's such a simple premise, but it's so engaging. It's really nice to be able to work with whoever you're playing with in order to solve the puzzles and figure out what to do. You can really get creative and use the tools that you have to solve the puzzles in different ways, which I think also makes the game really fun because it's all about creativity. You get to interact with the environment in different ways, you get to move objects in different ways. The aesthetic of the game is so much fun. They have silly little mechanics here and there, and the animations of these little paper characters are so adorable. It's just wonderful and fun and straightforward. Next on my list is a game that I don't know if many people know you can play co-op, and I know that a lot of people in the cozy community love this game already, and that game is Spiritfarer. Yes, you can actually play Spiritfarer co-op. One person can play as Stella and the other person can play as Daffodil. Stella's beautiful, cute, amazing,
talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
One of my favorite characters of the game, to be honest. Spiritfarer is a management sim where you play as Stella, who is taking spirits into the afterlife. This game is stunning. The character development and the character writing is chef's kiss. You genuinely fall in love with all of the characters in the game, and inevitably you have to say goodbye to them at some point. It's really interesting to see how they develop the characters and their personalities and their motives and the things that they consider are important before they pass on. I've talked about this game so much. I have gameplay on my channel. I have such a special place in my heart for this game, and the fact that you can play with a loved one and share that experience and get to know these characters together, I feel like it would just make the experience even more wholesome. Because it's such an emotional game and so character based, I feel like it would just be a wonderful emotional experience to play co-op. Next one on my list is something that I feel might feel a little bit like a throwback for some people, and that is Discord games. For those who don't know, Discord is a program or an app that you download on your phone or on the computer, and you're able to use it as a chat room. There are different servers, you can chat with people, have voice calls. I like to see it kind of as like MSN back in the day. I'm old. This is a complete free app. We're not giving Discord enough credit for how many amazing games they have on the app that you can play completely free. I mean, come on. There are all kinds of games that you can play online with friends, like poker and chess and all that kind of thing. My favorites, however, are Gartic Phone, which is a kind of Pictionary meets the telephone game kind of game. There's another game called Chef Showdown, which is very similar to Overcooked. We play a lot of these games in our Discord community when we do community games. It's a great activity to do with people who you can play with face to face, and it makes you feel more connected to them. And the good thing about these games also is that you can play with a lot of people. So invite a whole bunch of people and have everybody play a game. I think that's so fun. We need more people to get on the Discord games. Speaking of free underrated games, the next game on my list is a game called We Were Here. I believe the first one of these games is completely free and the other ones are very affordable, so I love that. These are online co-op games where you are lost in a frozen wasteland and split up from your partner inside an abandoned castle. The only possession you have left is a walkie-talkie with a familiar voice on the other end. Can the two of you find your way out in time? This is a game that I have not played yet, but I've been really wanting to. It's kind of like escape room kind of vibe. It looks so fun and mysterious and beautiful. I believe they have 5 different series, so if you finish with the first one you can jump on to the next one. I've heard great things of this series and I cannot wait to try it out. On the same vein, I love online escape rooms. There are many websites that actually offer you the experience to do an escape room from the comfort of your home online with friends. I recently played one called Alone Together and the website is called enchambered.com. It was so much fun. I've done a couple of these. You get given a table of clues and things to unlock, and the person that you're playing with also gets given a different table of clues, and you have to give each other clues to solve each other's puzzle. I just think that's so awesome, and I don't know why there aren't more people that know about these. Peep it. I'm gonna link some in the description if you're interested. They also tend to be really cheap to play, so I really recommend them for that reason also. Next on my list is a game that I haven't played yet but looks incredible. There was so much hype around this game last year and it's been on my list for a while, and that game is Blanc. This is a co-op game that you can play couch or online. This is an artistic cooperative adventure that follows the journey of a wolf and a fawn stranded in the vast snowy wilderness. This game is all about experiencing the landscape, plugging in clues, solving puzzles, and making your way through the environment. As you make your journey home, one person can play as the wolf, one person can play as the fawn, and together you make your way through this beautiful environment. This game looks absolutely stunning. It is completely hand-drawn. Another thing that I really love about this game is that it shows storytelling without any text, which I find very interesting. These are the kinds of games that make me cry. Listen, 2 little animals trying to communicate with each other, trying to find their family. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. Next on my list is another one that I have not played yet either, and that is Don't Starve Together. I wanted to put this game on this list because I feel like Don't Starve is already a recognized game in the cozy gaming community and just in gaming in general. But did you know that there is a game that you can play with friends? It is a standalone extension to the Don't Starve game. In this game you fight, farm, build, and explore together. This is an uncompromising wilderness survival game. You enter a strange and unexplored world full of odd creatures, hidden dangers, and ancient secrets. You gather resources to craft items and build structures that match your survival style. You can find people online to play with or play privately with your own friend. You can also play on your own if you want to. You gotta do whatever it takes, but most importantly, just don't starve. This game is stunning. It has gorgeous music. I also really love that the style really feels very Tim Burton-y kind of vibe. I'm a really big fan of that kind of darker art style, and I think this game executes that art style really well. I feel like this is one of those games that is just chaotic and funny to play with friends. It just looks amazing. Next on my list is a game that I found recently, and it's also on my list, and that game is called Knights and bikes. This game looks like so much fun. This is a game that you can play either couch or online as well. You play as Nessa and Damelza on their quest for the truth behind the medieval legends of an island on the fast track to financial ruin and literal destruction. You recruit a party of creatures from all walks of life and embark on an adventure to find the hero the island so desperately needs. This game art style looks just so nostalgic and fun. It's all about this childhood wonder and exploring your town with your friends on a bike. And most importantly, you get to pet the goose in this game. I mean, what else do you need? There are so many puzzles and different mechanics to this game. Any game that gives me that beautiful nostalgic feeling, I'm like, yeah. Last but not least, I had to mention a game that surprisingly has taken the cozy community by storm, and that is Lethal Company. So many people in the cozy community have been liking it, even though it's more on the scary side, which is quite surprising in my opinion. In this game, you are a contractor worker for the company. The name is just company, by the way. Very mysterious. Your job is to collect scraps from abandoned industrialized moons. You're bringing stuff to your ship and selling it to meet the company's profit quota. And if you don't, you may or may not live to tell the tale. Is all I'm saying. One of the best features of this game is that when your character gets killed, you still can see what the other people are up to. So you get to hear them talking to themselves and see what they get up to. And it's just hilarious. If you're not a fan of spookier games, you might not like this game. I find it very, very fun. I don't particularly find it scary, especially when you're playing with a whole bunch of friends. It just, the fear of it just like really goes down for me. I really, really love Lethal Company. And if you're a cozy gamer and you also like Lethal Company, please comment below, because I feel like it's surprising how many of us cozy gamers are into this game. I mean, I'm a big fan of horror games, but I feel like that's not usually the norm in our community. And this game is changing that, I feel. So let me know. And those are all the co-op cozy games that I wanted to share with you today. Let me know what co-op cozy games you like playing. I know that a lot of people really like playing co-op Stardew or Animal Crossing. Those are just like the classics. I hope you find time this month and every month to get cozy and play a game with a loved one. But most importantly, remember to take care of yourself, have some rest, have some water, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.